If you notice even 3 of these signs in yourself right now, your life is already changing. Not because luck showed up, because you did. Most men make promises to themselves and quietly forget them. They call it being realistic. They call it growing up. But a small few keep that promise alive. Not loudly, not perfectly, but consistently, day after day, in private, with no audience. I'm going to give you 10 signs that you are becoming that man. Some will feel familiar, some will feel like a warning, and one of them is the sign most men never recognize until years later when they look back and realize it was the turning point. Stay until the end. Because sign number 8 is the one that separates men who transform from men who just try. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The man you said you'd be was never waiting for perfect conditions. He was waiting for a decision. Sign 1. You are no longer comfortable wasting time. It used to feel easy. Hours on the phone, entire evenings gone. You didn't notice the drain because everyone around you was draining the same way. Now it bothers you. Not anxiously, directionally. Something inside has recalibrated and started keeping score. That discomfort is not stress. It is awareness. And awareness is always the first sign that a man is waking up. Seneca wrote, "Reckon up the days of your life. The ones you have wasted will embarrass you." When wasted time starts feeling like a cost instead of a comfort, you are already moving. Audit 1 hour of your day today. Ask honestly whether it moved you forward or kept you still. That question repeated daily builds a different life. Sign 2. You have stopped explaining your goals to people who never asked. You used to share plans early, looking for enthusiasm, looking for someone to mirror your energy back. Now you protect your vision like it is fragile, because you have learned it is. Epictetus wrote, "If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in external matters." Research on goal intention shows that announcing a goal publicly creates a premature sense of achievement. The brain receives a reward before the work is done. Drive drops. Progress stalls. Strong men build in silence. They let results make the announcement. Keep your next goal to yourself for 30 days. Feed it with action, not conversation. Sign 3. Discomfort has stopped being your exit signal. The old version of you had a pattern. The moment something felt hard or uncertain, you found a reason to stop. Not dramatically, just a quiet retreat dressed up as being practical. Now you stay longer, push further. Not because it stopped being uncomfortable, because you stopped letting discomfort make your decisions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Neuroscience confirms this. Repeated exposure to manageable stress builds genuine tolerance over time. Hard things start feeling like training instead of threat. Find one thing you have been quietly avoiding. Do not finish it. Just start it. Starting is the whole battle. Sign 4. Your circle has gotten smaller and your life has gotten quieter. This surprises men. They expect growth to feel expansive. Often it feels like subtraction. Certain friendships have faded. Certain conversations have lost their pull. And instead of chasing what left, you have let it go. Epictetus wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you, not people who are comfortable. People whose standards raise yours just by being near them." The quiet that comes when you stop filling your life with noise is not loneliness. It is clarity. And clarity is the environment where the best version of you grows fastest. Let the circle shrink naturally. The right people will remain. The right ones will arrive. Sign 5. You are doing things your old self would have postponed forever. Every man has a list. Things he always meant to start. Habits he always intended to build. A version of himself he kept scheduling for a future that never arrived. You are not scheduling anymore. You are doing. Not perfectly. Not at full intensity. But you are in motion. And motion is everything. Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." When you act like the man you want to become, your brain begins updating its identity to match. The feeling follows the action. It was never supposed to come first. Pick one thing from the old list today. Not the easiest one, the one that has waited the longest. Give it 1 hour. That is all it needs to stop being an idea and start being real. Sign 6. You have stopped performing strength and started practicing it. Most men know the performance well. The right words under pressure, the composed expression, the appearance of having it together. But performance requires an audience. The moment the audience disappears, so does the strength. What you are building now holds in private, in moments nobody sees, in decisions that require no applause. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Real strength is not a presentation. It shows up in how you speak to yourself when you fail, in how you treat people who can do nothing for you, in the standard you hold when holding it costs you something. Find one private moment today to act with the integrity of the man you are becoming. Not for anyone watching, just for the record you keep with yourself. Quick pause. If this is resonating with you, subscribe to Iron Mind Society. This channel exists for men who are serious about building discipline, composure, and real inner strength. Not hype, not performance, the real thing. Now keep going, because sign 7 is where most men realize how far they have already come without giving themselves credit. Sign 7. Failure no longer ends your momentum. One setback used to trigger a spiral. One bad day would erase a week of progress. One failure would become evidence of a permanent story about who you are. That story is losing its grip. Now when something goes wrong, there is a pause, a brief assessment. Then, forward motion. Not because it stopped hurting, because you stopped letting the hurt make permanent decisions. Epictetus wrote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Research on resilience shows the key variable is not the absence of failure. It is recovery speed. Men who recover faster accumulate more attempts, more data, and more proof that they can survive difficulty. After your next setback, give the spiral 1 hour. Feel it fully. Then ask one question. What is the next right move? Not the perfect move. The next right one. Sign 8. You are becoming harder to manipulate and easier to respect. This is the turning point. Guilt trips land differently now. Emotional pressure loses traction. People who used to move you with their moods and disappointment no longer hold that power. This is not coldness. This is clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When a man truly knows his values, manipulation loses its entry point. There is nothing to grab onto. He is no longer deciding from anxiety or approval seeking. He is deciding from a stable interior. That stability is felt by everyone around him. They cannot explain it, but they respond to it with more honesty, with more respect, with less testing. Build your values like a wall, not to keep people out, to give yourself something solid to stand behind. Sign 9. You are investing in yourself without waiting for permission. Books, early mornings, skills, time carved out not for entertainment but for development. You used to wait for the right moment, the right situation, the right level of motivation. Now you invest first and trust the return will follow. Seneca wrote, "Devote yourself to learning something good and give up being distracted." Every skill you build increases your value. Every book you read gives you decades of someone else's hard-earned experience. Every difficult habit maintained compounds into a person unrecognizable from where you started. This week, make one investment that requires something real from you. Not just money, time, discipline, or discomfort. The ones that cost you something are the ones that change you. Sign 10. You feel a quiet confidence that does not need to announce itself. Not the loud confidence that needs the room to notice it. Not the performed composure that collapses in private. Something quieter and more durable than both. A sense of direction. A settled feeling that you know who you are, where you are going, and what you are willing to do to get there. Epictetus wrote, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This quiet is not complacency. It is the result of a man who has been doing the work. Choosing discomfort, protecting his vision, holding his standards when nobody was watching. It does not need validation. It does not need an audience. It simply exists, steady, real, yours. Here is what you have been doing without fully realizing it. You stopped wasting time without guilt. You stopped announcing goals before building them. You stopped letting discomfort send you backward. You let your circle shrink to what was real. You stopped postponing and started doing. You replaced performance with practice. You stopped letting failure end your momentum. You became harder to manipulate and easier to respect. You invested in yourself without waiting for the right moment, and you found a confidence that does not need a room to notice it. That is not a list of things you did. That is a description of who you are becoming. Here is the only action that matters today. Pick the one sign furthest from where you are right now. Not the easiest one, the hardest one. Write it down. Then do one thing, just one, that moves you toward it. That single action repeated daily is how the man you said you'd be stops being a promise and starts being a reality. If this channel speaks to something real in you, subscribe to Iron Mind Society. This is not a place for motivation that fades by Monday. It is built for men doing the quiet, serious work of becoming. And remember this, the man you said you'd be is not waiting for a perfect version of your life to begin. He is waiting for you to stop waiting. Start today.